Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The 5 Points of Calvinism, defined, defended, and documented, updated and expanded by David N. Steele, Curtis C. Thomas, and S. Lance Quinn. Foreword by Roger Nicole. Afterword by John MacArthur, Jr. Narrated by Mike Chamberlain. Foreword. It gives me great pleasure to commend this new edition of the 5 Points of Calvinism, as I did the first edition. For 40 years, I made frequent use of the original edition, and I found it both accurate and convenient. It offered a clear and concise definition of the Calvinistic position, provided a conspectus of the biblical foundation for each point, and gave a brief review of the literature available in English on the whole subject and on each point. I wrote at the time, "To get this in compact form at a readily accessible price is certainly a most desirable project. Far from duplicating existing materials, this present work may be viewed as filling an unfortunate lacuna. In this new edition, the qualities of the earlier one have been carefully maintained. The biblical support for each point not only records the reference, but actually gives the written text of the relevant passage. The bibliography, while useful in the first edition, has been greatly developed and updated with a listing of 328 sources, as compared with 104 in the earlier edition. Only 3 ancient works that are difficult to secure and 19 pamphlets of lesser importance have been deleted, and some 246 titles have been added. In addition to the previous appendix on the meaning of foreknew in Romans chapter 8, verse 29, the new edition contains 7 new appendices, the longest one detailing some of the historical vicissitudes of the struggle between Calvinism and Arminianism, by whatever name they may have been known. The last 2 examples of this struggle relate to recent controversies of a somewhat different nature within the evangelical community, the last one actually relating to the defense of God's exhaustive foreknowledge that embraces even the future decisions of moral agents. In the foreword to the first edition, I responded to the objection that the 5 points of Calvinism are an artificial division by saying, "To be sure, this structure has its historical origin in the necessity to counter the objections of the Remonstrants, 1610, which were formulated along 5 main heads of doctrine. Nevertheless, and in part on account of these historical moorings, the 5 points provide a classic framework which is quite well adapted for the expression of certain distinguishing emphases of Calvinism. Furthermore, they are well suited for the exhibition of the inner correlation between Calvinistic tenets, since each of them may well be viewed as an aspect of the sovereign grace of God." I would like, in this new foreword, to say a word about the nomenclature of the 5 points. Ever since the appearance of Loraine Bettner's magisterial The Reformed Doctrine of Predestination, it has been customary to refer to the 5 points according to the acrostic TULIP. 1. Total depravity. 2. Unconditional election. 3. Limited atonement. 4. Irresistible grace. 5. Perseverance of the saints. This has been convenient and to a large extent appropriate. Each of the terms, however, may lead to some misapprehension that needs to be corrected. Therefore, I have suggested some alternative language that, in my judgment, specifies more accurately the issues in view. It is as follows: 1. Radical and pervasive depravity. 2. Sovereign divine election. 3. Definite atonement, or particular redemption. 4. Effectual saving grace. 5. Perseverance of God with the saints. This does not constitute an acrostic. If one be required, I would propose the following one, which emphasizes that all 5 points are really an articulation of the doctrine of grace. Grace is 1. Obligatory, that is, indispensable. 2. Sovereign, in choice. 3. Particular, in redemption. 4. Effectual, in operation. 5. Lasting, that is, secure. This is discussed in my
Sample complete. Ready to continue?